Hello, I'm here to quick sort some more cards. So here we go. Today we're going to quick sort some lands. And normally when I'm sorting cards here, I will sort them in a way that's easier for me, but what I'd like to do this time is sort them more according to the QuickSort algorithm, so pretend that there's less human involvement even though I am a human. Alright, so there's a few different ways to get started with QuickSort. One way is to randomly choose the first pivot. Now I don't feel like I can unbiasedly randomly choose one. Another way to do is you look at the top, the first 5 or the first 10 or the first 3, and you take the middle element of those. I'm going to do the simplest one where I'm just going to look at the top card, and that's going to be my pivot every time through. Okay, so Guildless Commons is my pivot, and then I'm going to very carefully put things that come alphabetically before it and alphabetically after it. And then I'm going to do that recursively. So Thriving comes after G. Guildless Commons, that's the same, I'll put it in the same pile. Hengegate after, M after U, U comes after, Spawning. Bog comes before, Bajuka, Dackmore, Field, Darkslick, Kragma, Adakar Waste, Branchloft Pathway, Snow Covered, they're all going to come after. Witherbloom, Q is going to come after. P is coming after, L is coming after, F comes before, B, R, B, D, H. And sometimes when I'm doing this, I have to think to myself, GHI, I have to start with that letter of the alphabet and then just think a couple more to make sure I know what's going where. Arid Mesa, Bloodstained Myers, Polluted Delta, Verdant Catacombs, Zoetic Cavern, Vivid Marsh, Archway, Witherbloom, Prismari, Quandrix, GHI Ice, Arctic Tree Line, Woodline Chasm, Immersturm Skullcairn, Asgard Armory, Certain Frostpire. Now here we got to be careful, not starts with a G, but the N comes before the U, so I'm going to put it there. So this is where I said I'm being careful this time. You know, normally I would pick the pivot myself. I would just start putting them into piles based on where I thought they would happen. Glacial comes before, Fairy comes before, Thriving, 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 Command Tower. So now I've got my piles, and I'm going to put these up here, and then I'm going to sort these. And again, I'm just going to follow the same thing as before. I'm going to assume that this is the midpoint. Now, if I was actually quick sorting this and I was just taking the first, that would have probably been the last one that I went with, but they're going to be going in backwards order that every time. That's fine. Now C is actually a pretty good pick here, I think. We'll see. Glacial, Alpine, not bold. A, B, A, D comes after, Bark, Blight, Frost, Branch, Addercar. I gotta be careful, CR is gonna come after. D, F, D, B, B. And now I have new piles. I just keep all those in order. Okay. So now Bojuka Bog, that's going to be my base. This is going to be a pretty bad one, I think. BOG does come after. Or maybe it's going to be fine. Branch, Blight, Bark, Arch, Arid, Blood, Arch, Arctic, Asgard, Alpine. Nope, that was not a very good split, as we can see. We're going to have some piles there and there. And then we have these still ready to go. All right, so let's do it again. Alpine's going to be my pivot. Asgard, Arctic. Ooh, this is going to be bad. Bloodstained Mire, Arid Mesa, Archway Commons. Only Addercar comes first. Now, this is a pile of 1 card. That's a pile of 1 card. So those are sorted. I can flip those face down. And those are going to be sorted. So I'm going to go back to this pile that I have here. Blight Steppe is my pivot again. Bark Channel Pathway comes before. All the A's come before, blood comes after. That's good, but otherwise all these come after. So unfortunately, I did one card piles again, which is not great. All right, here we go. We're going to pivot on Axgar Armory. I'm going to run out of space here. Oh well. Arctic comes before, Archway, Arid, Archway, Bark Channel comes after. Those are my new piles. And now I'm down to 4. So at this point, I'm just going to sort them by doing it by hand. So Arid, Archway, ARCH, ARCH, ARCT, and ARID. So they're going to go like that. That's my order there. This is a 1 pile. This is a 1 size pile. This is a 1 size pile. This is a 1 pile. Same with Bojuka Bog. Here we have a pile of 2. Now I can see that Bog comes before Branch Loft. Boom, good to go. Command Tower, 1 card pile done. This we have some cards in again. So again, we're going to pick this as our pivot. Dackmore Salvage. Field comes after, Dark comes after, NEC comes before, Frost, Boil Snarl, Dark, Knot, Glacial, and Fairy. So unfortunately we hit 2 single card piles again. Okay. Now we're going to split on Fairies. So G, G, D, Frostbill comes after, Dark Slit comes before, Field comes after. So now I have those. This is a pile of 2, so I can see Dark Boar comes before Dark Slick. And then Fairy Conclave comes next. Now I have 4 again, so I'm just going to sort this by hand. Glacial comes before Knotvold. Field comes before Frostboil. Boom, and the F's come before the G's. Great. Alright, this is a 1 card pile. They're the same card. Actually, in this case, I'm going to combine these into just 1. There we go. Great, so now we're splitting on T, which is actually a pretty good letter to split on. Now, this is Thriving Isle. H comes before Isle, so that's coming before Grove. Bluff is all coming before. RST, so R comes before T. L comes before T. S. The only thing that's going to come after T is anything U and later, so that, nope. Ice. So this may turn out to be actually a pretty bad split, but Witherbloom, Vivid, Zoetic, Vernon, that's good. P, P, H, R, L, P, P, Q, Q, W's. All of my snowlands are going to come before. Spawning Bed, Unclaimed, and Unknown. Those are all going to come after. Misty's going to come before. H is going to come before Thriving Moor. There's a Thriving Land that comes after. So not great, but also not terrible. All right. And this is going to be bad. We're going to split on H, which is, as we saw, is bad. Okay, so after. This is all coming after. This is the same card, so we'll put those together. After. Everything else is coming after. So that's sort of the worst kind of split we can get. And just like I did before, I'll merge these into 1 sleeve. That will make it easier for me later. Future Kyle will appreciate that, I'm sure. All right, now I'm splitting on P. I think that might actually be pretty good. And man, I really want to put all my P's in the same pile, but of course I'm not doing that. Polluted comes after Plaza. Prismari comes after it. OPQ, Q comes after. Ice and Immersturm come before. S comes after. L comes before. R comes after. All of my Thriving comes after. S all comes after. Quandrix comes after. Prismari comes after. Lorehold comes before. R comes after, M comes before. So that was not as good as I was hoping. You'll see this is why I often split on S when I'm doing my second half of the alphabet. All right, Misty is my middle. L, L, I, and I. I'll come before it, sadly. Now, like I did before, I have 4, so I'm just going to do these by hand. I's come before L's, ice comes before Immersturm, and Litjara comes before Lahore Campus. So just like that. That's the way I want them. Misty Rainforest comes next. Plaza of Harmony comes next. Great. We're splitting on R. So O, P, Q, R. So the Q's come before P. S's are all going to come after, as well as these T's. Rhymewood comes before Riverglide. S comes after. Q and my P. So that was actually a pretty good split. These are pretty similar size. So that's good. All right. So here we go. Quandrix is going to be, I almost never split on a Q, so I got to think about this. M, N, O, P, Q. So P comes before and R comes after. These are the same card. I like that. Okay, so now I have 2 more piles to go up here. All right, Prismari Campus. Well, the nice thing about this is I really only have 2 cards here. Pluto Delta comes first, then Prismari Campus. Quandrix Campus, that's 1 card. Rhymewood Falls, boom. Riverglide Pathway, great. All right. And now I have some more cards. So Surtland Frostbite, I think this is going to be a good split. So my T's all come after S's, but that's a light U, so my other S's are all going to come before. Outstanding. All right, Snow-Covered Forest. This is going to get complicated now. Snow-Covered Forest, same card. Snow-Covered Mountain, M comes after F. S comes after F. F is the same. P comes after F. Spawning Pool, that also comes later. That's too bad. Okay, this is all the same cards. You go there. Here we have 4 cards, so I'm just going to sort them by hand. And this is, yeah, this is often an OP. So this is often what will happen in a regular algorithm too. You won't, your base case won't be 1. It'll often be, 3 or 4 or something. But different algorithms are coded differently, different actual implementations. So now these are just 3 cards, and I like this order BGH, so we're good to go. This was the first thing we split on, I think. Thriving Isle. All right, so now we're splitting on Thriving Moor, and this is going to be pretty terrible. All of these cards are going to come after it, unfortunately, so boom. All right, and then we're going to sort on Unclaimed Territory. So Unknown comes after that. Witherbloom comes after that. Verdant comes after that. Uh-oh. Zoetic, Vivid, more W's. Everything comes after that. That was a bad split again. Okay. And I'm not going to provide an analysis of this algorithm here, but the analysis comes in based on how many times you get a bad split like that. How many bad splits are you going to get? And the probability of getting a lot of them so that it ratchets the running time up of 2 n squared is very low. The probability you're going to get a bad sort, bad splits, enough of them to make it bad is very low, especially as n grows. All right, so now we're going to split on Witherbloom. Woodland comes after. Oh, good. Vivid comes before. Zoetic after. Verdant before. More Witherbloom campuses. And the Unknown Shores are going to come before. What a great split. That may be our last round. Let's see. I got 3 different cards here. U comes before VE, comes before VI. Good to go. Boom. This is just my pivots. That's all Witherbloom campuses. Great. Done. Woodland Chasm comes before Zoetic Cavern. And we're done. And there we go. We have sorted all of these very fine lands. So now I can put them back into my sorted land boxes. Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me run a strict QuickSort this time instead of the more human interpretive QuickSorts. If you'd like to see more sorting videos like this, let me know in the comments. Have a wonderful day.